اليوم بنحاول نجلد تشايلد. اليوم بنسوي محاولة، اتوقع في اعتقادي انها بتكون ناجحة ان شاء الله. فبنسوي تيستون بسيط. انا طبعا ضبطت نويل قدر الامكان، يعني خليتها معضلة شوي كده تقريبا. اين انت يا نويل؟ نويل فين انتي؟ اوكي، طبعا هي ما وصلت في الليفل لما لكن بنخليها كويسة لحد ما.
Here, let me help you.
طيب نسوي كذا، نحط هنا ليسا، عفوا نحط هنا ليسا،
I'll keep an eye on
نحط هنا
you.
مونا،
It is as the
نحط
stars
هنا
foretold.
نويل.
I will protect you.
اوكي خلاص هيو كامل. اوكي بنخليهم يروحون هنا عشان ايش؟ يستعدون للفايت الجميل اللي بيصير بعد شوي. تقريبا شفت لي واحد يعني علمني طريقة تفادي الضربة الدائرية اللي حنا صارت معنا مشكلة فيها قبل أول، فمن خلالها يعني يمكن يمدينا ننزل تشايلد. المفروض الآن هو طبعا هو قال لي لازم أنا أكون نفس ليفله عشان يكون دمجي مرة عالي عليه. من خلالها يعني أنا حدا ما يعني ما وصلت له في الليفل اللي هو الليفل 90 أو ليفل 80 عفوا، وأنا ليفلي أقل، أنا ليفل 60، فبيكون الموضوع صعب شوي، لكن يمدينا نتخطى المرحلة هذه إن شاء الله. يا هلا برجاء، يا هلا يا هلا يا هلا، حي الله من جاء، كيف الحال؟ طيبون؟ معلش والله امس انشغلت، والله صار في اجتماع يعني كذا وذا، فما سوينا بث، ما حصل يعني. فاليوم ان شاء الله هنضبط الاوضاع و نجلد الشاب اللطيف ذاك يعني. انا سويت اكل وسويت تقريبا الاشياء اللي بتساعدني تقريبا. جهزت من ناحية الاكل، جهزت الاشياء هذه خاصة يعني. المفروض يكون الان الشخصيات المفروض يكونون شبعانين يعني، اوضاعهم مستتبة يعني. فكان ودي العب زيادة صراحة، لان انا الان ناقصني عندي هنا ليسا الكتاب سلاحها يعني، باقي له قطعة من هذه اللي هي البنت الكهربائية اهزمها، واهزم لي وحش هنا، وباقي اقدر اطور سلاحها يعني من 50 افتح على 60. فودي اسويها هذه قبل لا اروح، لما عشان يصير لما اعطي دمج على التشايلد فيصير يعطي دمج كهربائي ممتاز الى حد ما. فشاركم هل نبحث عن البنت واللي هي البوس، ذاك البوس عشان ناخذ منه قطعة نحتاجها، ولا نروح لمتشاهد مباشرة؟ بس احنا بنحسب بوسين، البنت اللي هي تقريبا هذه، في اللي هي البنت اللي هنا دقيقة، في هذه البنت نهزمها، ونهزم هذا الوحش عشان ناخذ منه القطعة هذه. حلوين. فهذه وين موقعها؟ اوه موقعها حلو. خلو احنا نحلمها احسن، نحلمها ونجيب قطع مطلوبة ونطور سلاح ليس احسن. بخير الحمد لله. اسمع، نزل عن لعبة جديدة. وش في لعبة جديدة؟ حط بنت مع التشكيل تراه قوي سبورت. والله شوف مشكلة الان بنت ما ضبطته، ولو بضبطه يعني كبرفع ليفل ما عندي اشياء ترفع ليفل، فليفله قليل مرة. لو حطيته من اول لمسة بيودع ملعب، فما يصلح. يعطيك سلاحين ايه، بس الاسلحة اللي هم يعطونك اياها اللي انت تصنعها تكون اقوى من الاسلحة ذي، والاسلحة اللي تطلعك من الباكجات بتكون اقوى بكثير، عرفت؟ يعني السلاح اللي يطلعك من الباكج في الغالب يكون اقوى من اللي تصنعه. فالباكج اشوف انه مصيبة يعني انك تطلع لك واحد كويس. انا طبعا عدلت الدمج حق نويل اقوى من قبل، بس برضه يعني وين اخذت له هذه؟ ما اخذت له ذي. ايوه نبتت عنها شوي لين خلاص الشحن الكهربائي حقها، وبعدين تطيح ونخش على المعلم. داي داي. سلام يا هلا. اتوقع باقيلي اذا ما خاب ظني، باقيلي اتوقع باقيلي. اوكي 6 بس، باقي لنا نروح للبوس ذاك ونجلده. خلنا نبحث عنه، خلنا نطلع البوس ذاك. باقي هذا البوس. وين ذا فيه؟ اوكي اقرب شيء له هنا. لو تبث توف ان شاء الله. شوف انا ان شاء الله انا الحين ناوي اني اهزم التشايد اول شيء، وبعدين نشوف. اوكي هم عطوني اليوم 200 وفتحت فيها بس ما طلع لي شيء، طلع لي بس سلاح يعني. فنقول ان شاء الله في هنا خصم المفروض نهزمه وناخذ من القطع اللي احنا نحتاجها ونطور سلاح ليسا. هو شكله اذا ما خاب ظني انه فوق، شكله يا انه فوق يا انه هنا جوا هذا هو قاعد هنا. اوكي ان شاء الله يعطينا اللي نبي. اعطانا والله البيضة بس ما احتاج بيضة، مشكلة. طب ذاك ما جدوا عنه، بس خلينا نتأكد. نشوف السلاح. ما أظن إن نبي ممكن نروح المدينة ونحول الأشياء اللي احنا نحتاجها نصنعها صناعة هناك. نروح المدينة اللي هنا هذه، في آلة الكرافت يمدينا نصنع فيها. يا كابتن شنو؟ شكله ذا سوى مالة التعليق. طب ليش اقدر انتقل هنا بس ما اقدر انتقل هنا؟ ايوه حبيبي انا استغرب شو ذا. ذي الاكواد تعطيك ما كتبتها قبل. اتوقع كذا كتبته اللي هو 1111 كنت كتبته وقفت، واللي قبله كلهم كاتبهم. فاللي هو 58 مو متأكد، يمكن لا شك. يبغى اشوفها. حلو. الكرافتنج بنش وينها؟ فيها اتوقع انها هنا. هذه. طيب احنا نحتاج يمدي اصنع هذا. اوكي هذه لو اخذتها انا صنعتها تطور شغلة مرة كويسة. بس خلينا نتأكد عشان نبغى احنا نسوي شغلة مهمة اللي هي قلنا الوجه. ما هو وجه الازرق، احنا نبغى الوجه الاخضر، نبغى نصنع هذا. ما عندنا كثير. طيب نسوي كذا، نخلي هذا ونعطيه اكس. شكرا. الحين جينا نطور سلاح ليسا. اوكي بدينا نطور الحين. اوكي نسوي كذا 3 ستار، خليه ينقز على طول لم 60. حلوين. الحين صار زاد زيادة مرة كويسة، بس ناقصني فلوس. عندي السلاح الكابتن هذا يحتاج 3 قطع من هذه و12 قطع من ذي، مشوار يبغى اجمعها، بس بيزود زيادة مرة حلو صراحة، من 60 ل70. وحين شخصية على 60. تطوير الشخصية نفسها المشكلة ما عاد عندي الأدوات هذه، متى ما يعني الأدوات هذه ما راح تفتح معي إلا بعدين. بنروح الحين نتفاهم مع البوس نفسه الآن. أتوقع الحين مرة كفاية، فأنا بنطلق. أوكي أنا معي دم، معي كل شيء أوكي، فبننطلق. أتوقع إن شاء الله هالمرة يعني يمدينا ننزل بصراحة. أتوقع يمدينا. أوكي جزاك الخير حبيبي، شكرا جزيلا. هالمرة إن شاء الله ترى النول صحيح إنها دفاعية، لكن ترى حلوة. أنا ماخذها كدمج عشان البوس تشايل، لأن الباقيين عندي مو بذاك الزود. ما جاتني خلينا نقول يعني ما جاتني تشكيلة كويسة. تمام. فهنا المشكلة. فنول أنا أخذتها من باب يعني دمجها كويس، لا بس فيه صراحة يعني، خصوصا انه ملي بس، فمرة كويسة. لا لان ذاك يغيب بين موية وبين كهرب، وانا عندي شخصية نارية كويسة اصلا بالاساس، ما عندي يعني. ف بنجلد هذا ان شاء الله هالمرة ان شاء الله، يعني راح نجلد ان شاء الله هالمرة بالتشكيلة هذه. صارت قصك الشخصية الأولى ما أشوف إنه مرة كويس ترى، خصوصا لو أجيب له ارتفاعات كلها فيزيكال دامج أو دمج هواي. أنا أفضل أعطيه أسلحة يعني إنه يضرب بالسيف حقه، المشكلة أنا ما عندي شخصيات يعني السيفة كويس ودمجها ممتاز، يعني زي مثلا ريزر أو مثل البنت ذيك اسمها بيدر أتوقع اسمها، أو ديلوك أو أي شخصية قوية يعني عموما. فما عندي الشخصيات هذه هي الإشكالية. فنقول إن شاء الله يعني على يعني وأنا عندي شوف القصة يعني ما فيها ذاك الإشكالية إلا اللهم البوس هذا يعني يحتاج إحنا نقتله يعني. هو أنا كنت أبحث عن تكنيك معين في القتال نفسه وعرفت الشيء اللي نحتاجه. ما قد جابتها واجهة صراحة لكن ما أخذت هيل كويس، فقلت الحين إن شاء الله هالمرة إن شاء الله يمدينا يعني نجلد شوي. بنطول في القتال شوي لكن إن شاء الله بنبدأ يعني. وأنت هذا الحين هذا يعادل قوة ديلوك اللي هو تشايلد يعني نفسه. يعني في ناس سووا، شفت ناس مسوي تيست عليه بين هو أفضل ولا هو يعني تشايلد ولا ديلوك. يعني مرة كويسين يعني تشايلد تدري إنه يديك تطور تطوير قوي تهزم له وحوش من ضربة واحدة من
She will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions.
لا أبغاك الحين حل الألت حقه اللي هو يضربك على يحطك عليك يحط عليك حلقة دائرية. أبغاك الحين حل تستفيد منها أنت والشباب الملاقين يعني قاعدين في البث يعني. أبغاك حل مرة جميل يعني خصوصا إن أنت ما عندك شخصية مرة جبارة يعني عشان هذا، فأبغاك شيء.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Run all you like. Cowering already? A clear shot.
Shadows of fate.
Poor timing. So quick to flee. With the wind! Celestial Voyager!
Oh لا لا.
You've made some progress. Passable effort. Poor timing. Poor timing. So quick to flee. Windblade! Not bad, not bad. You've made some progress.
طيب شوف الحين هو بيسوي التكنيك حقه اللي هو الحلقة الدائرية اللي عليه هاي عرفت، لكن الحين نحاول نتفاداه.
Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. Raging Tide! Got you. Something else catch your eye?
لا لا لا.
Raging tide.
أنا ودي أسوي حلقة دعائية عليه عشان أبغى
I missed a spot.
Break. I'll crush you.
شوف الحين حلقة دعائية مي بعلي، فأنا أبغى يركبها فيني حلقة دعائية صراحة.
Got you.
بس كفاية.
You've got some skills.
طيب الحين بنهيل حنا. ماشي الشاشة عندي طفت في اللابتوب. دقيقة معليش عشان أنا عندي لابتوب الله يهديه يسوي سليب. ينام الشخصية. طيب نهيل. اوكي نسوي التهيير الضعيف هنا وهنا. اوكي نعطي دفاعية. اوكي نعطي جويل نعطيها او نويل عفوا نعطيها الاداء. انا لو اسوي عليه المهارة حقته هذه.
Leave it all to me.
No use hiding back there. I'll crush you.
شو تضرب الحلقة في الجدار. تفك منك حلقة دارية. تشوفون كيف؟
Something else catch your eye?
عارف كيف تسويها؟ إذا تسويك الحلقة الدارية هذه تضربها في الجدار. وهذه أبد تدور على نفسك بس أهم شيء وخلاص. شوف تدور على نفسك كذا. هو ما يمدي يصيبك يعني. عرفت؟ هذه يعني أحد الفوائد اللي خلتنا يعني نستفيد من صحيح اندمج مو بذاك الزود عليه لكن صعب الموضوع.
Someone needs assistance.
Break. No use hiding back there.
نهيل بسرعة قبل لا يجي أجا والله هو. نهيل نور وحدة. عفوا بس دقيقة أخي عندي اللابتوب الله يهديه كذا مشكلة كذا ما بدي أشوف. أنت معك يا أخي معك ديلوك قسم بالله يعني مو بتجلده قسم بالله تخليه يعض ضغط تدري من قوة الجلد اللي تجلده يعني. لكن أنا ما عندي حد زيك يعني ما عندي يعني شيء يعني معضل مرة زي اللي عندك. لكن أنا أتكلم عن إنك في حل للتكنيك حقه يعني عرفت إذا هو بيهاجم زي كذا. ففي حلول يعني.
Got you.
Someone needs assistance.
Right. No use hiding back there. Raging tide.
حلو الحين بيتحول هو ونفس الاسلوب حقه يعني عقب ما يتحول تمام. والله انه قوي دينك معليش والله مو بقوي بس الا اسطوري نفسه. فالتكنيك هذا اللي نشوفه اللي انا حلقه تسوي لك قدامك اللي هو موضوع انه يحط حلقه دائريه تبعد تلمس الجدار وتنحاش بحيث انه ما يوصلك يعني. عرفت كيف؟ فهذا افضل حل للاشخاص اللي ما عندهم ديلوك، يعني زي انا ما عندي ديلوك، ما عندي مثلا تشايلد، فما لي الا كذا ايش اسوي يعني. يب انا موفر الضرر حقه هذا، موفر الحين لما يتحول راح يقعد دمجه، فبستعين فيه الحين بعد شوي.
Well then, I'll be taking more access gnosis now.
فالآن
I see. Well,
نستعين بشيء ذا. هو الحين ميزته انه لما يضرب بطيء مرة فيمدينا ننتزع اكثر، يعني مثل الحلقة ذي سواها علينا يمدينا ننحاش للجدار، نلمس الجدار وبذيك الساعة ننحاش، فهمت؟ زي كذا. زين طيب. دمت.
Not that. But this is going to cost you.
هالمرة ان شاء الله بننتهي ان شاء الله هالمرة. حلوين.
You got to the gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the golden house to me on purpose? And the gnosis is over. Now, don't make me take it from you.
Take it?
طيب خلينا نهيل النول، نعطيها هيل. الشطوة نول تستاهل.
Come a little closer. Steady as stone. Let me scry. Get. Come a little closer.
Die here.
Someone needs assistance.
نبعد عنه.
Delve into depth.
تخيل ان انا وريتكم يعني طريقة البداية الصعبة منه، عرفت؟ هو تحاول تقرب منه عادي، لكن الشغل البعيد والمضمون افضل شيء طبعا.
Shadows of fate. Leave it all to me.
اوكي تشوفون كيف؟ هذه احسن اول ما اسوي لك الحلقه الدائريه ذي اعطوا قرب من الجدار ذا، مثل اعطى الجدار لمسه واحده بس كذا وافقع من ال المرة ان شاء الله نعطيه جلد محترم ونفوز عليه المرة. فأتمنى أن طريقة القتال يعني صارت لكم واضحة مرة صراحة.
Come a little closer.
يب تم الهزيمة بنجاح. مو مقوينا، أنا غلطت رفعت قوة العالم نفسها فهو زادت قوته، فما كنت أعرف وش التكنيك القتال المناسب، فالحين عرفت وساعدني كثير صراحة.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the... And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't...
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of... Tell me, how could that be?
Of the powers of 7 elemental. Exactly.
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I
كيف
must bring
طريقة
this
خرافية
amiable
صح؟
conversation to an end.
حصلت واحد منزل مقطع قبل 3 أيام، تصدق؟ إيش الطريقة ذي؟
Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone,
اللي أهم شيء إذا حط لك الحلقة الدائرية لصق في الجدار وخلاص أمورك سليم.
in fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
يسلم.
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god would be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
وش ذا؟ وش كبر ذا؟
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Oh لا. وش ذا؟
Everyone's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Okay.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Okay.
Yep.
ايوه ليه
The Fatui! They're attacking the Genshin Ballista!
دام الحين دوق انا شايفك.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
وين دوق؟
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
You can't run! Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun. Looks like I went too far.
Win!
Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Blitz.
حلوين. هذا الأول. أوه.
You can't run! Well, neither can I. Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
اوكي من باقي؟ باقي هنا اكيد.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Right there. It isn't time to fight yet. Let's end this quickly. I will end you.
The ancient gods attacking again! There are so many Fatui too!
لا لا لا.
Were you about
لا.
to say we can't hold them, children?
Maybe I wasn't meant for this world.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is depthful energy! That light from your body! It's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow! It's Madame King's shockwave! This granny's really
Okay.
strong!
كلهم اعطوني شيء خلاني مو قوي صراحة.
It's time for a flash for the
Surrender maybe.
اوكي كذا كويس. كذا الحين 100.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
قول لي.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
وش الحين وين هم دمجة يعني ولا وش؟ وش حين هم يشحنون ذولي ولا وش؟ مشكلة قلت اني احميهم من ايش طيب؟ من ذا ما اقدر اسوي بشيء. ولا
You are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them at battle.
والله خلوني ما هو معض طيب.
Shadows of... Look at me. Over here. Delve into destiny. Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
شوي يا عم باقي هناك يلا.
As a dutiful maid woman.
اوكي كذا اوكي 100 يلا.
I'll catch up.
باقي هناك.
I must leave no stone unturned. Over here. As a dutiful maid woman.
بس خلاص كذا اوكي.
Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
الله الجلد. وقنا هناك.
Decided by death. The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
قلبي عندهم تجلدهم وانا بروح اشوف الاماكن الثانية. اوكي الاوضاع الحين مرة كويسة. يا سلام يا سلام. فيزيكال دمج يجيني.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
شحنوا فل. ولا واو.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
يطلق عليه حبيبي. ولا ولا بيجي. شيت صدعت الأرضية. اوه شيتي دام. دام عليه طيب.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the
والله يا
Jade Chamber is
الأحداث
our
مجنونة
last line of
طيب.
defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
اوف بتضحي في المبنى نفسه.
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
شيت. طيب يا عمي ذا نيوك ذا دايم. طيب دايم. طيب والله اشد من نيوك. والله ما توقعت يصير زي كذا. دايم. طيب
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
الله يخليك يا عسل.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion it has become the power. It is a testament to Ning. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as
حصل في أي
some
ستور غير
leverage in our
ستور السعودية
negotiations.
اللعبة هذه.
Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that
each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest, thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
I'm in New York.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
الله يسمع منك.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too?
والله نشوف في الموضوع هذا إذا كان في ناس يعني لا بأس كذا ما في إشكالية.
Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the longest lead we have, the... Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's going.
نسوي بثوث عادية
Let's
وكذا.
ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
اوكي.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make
اوكي. كم المسافة؟ مو بعيد كويس. فوت والله ما ادري. يب اخذته اللي في الدور الثاني. امين وياك.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
اوكي.
It's Zhongli and Child.
مو بهذه البنت اللي ضربت البنت دي اللي ضربت فينتي.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
بس رئيسي أوروبي أو خلينا نقول سعودي، لكن في اللعبة ذي أمريكي.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
I
knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That...
ايوه وهالقطعة اللي اخذوها من فنتي.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyra goes... Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue the city I had dwelt in for so I feigned my own death. And gathered, indeed I was, the Gnosis that's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Senora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, traveler. These things were all a part of my script. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
Ha! On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from—
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this. Wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liur, would...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liur. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with him.
Fine.
وش الشيء المحض اللي يطير ذا غريب يا أخي.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
اوكي انت على الصندوق اللي كان هنا تخش من هنا كذا. كان في صندوق هنا فتحت الصندوق اللي هنا. هذا كان في صندوق هنا فتحت انا خلاص.
Today is the day of the rite of parting.
دقيقة بس اللي
Although
طفت.
the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
اوكي طيب نروح مكانين الحين. يا كابتن ابغى اركض انا. حط السحابات. في مشكلة ما اقدر اركض. كلها مشي ولا حتى اقمز ولا اي شيء. دايم طيب فرود. اوكي طيب دقيقة. اوكي هل معلق اللعبة ولا السالفة؟ ما اقدر اركض ولا حتى اقمز. غريبة. دقيقة والله غريبة. طيب يبغانا نروح سيدي من هنا نرجع كذا. بدنا نلف من هنا نرجع كذا. الطريق حقنا غلط. ممكن اتوقع انه صار في جلتش، مو مشكلة، خلينا نشوف الحين. يعني بس غيرت اليد وعطوا سوى الجلتش البايخ هذا صراحة، يعني نايم مرة. نشوف قدام يمكن ينحل من نفسه كذا يعقل.
There's only one real Fatui.
قصة أشكم زي كذا إنها يعلق عندك ما يسمحك إنك تدمج ولا أي شيء.
You know that.
Yes.
Say.
Now that you, I mean it. Still.
Forget.
Hear ye all, the Chi-Sing's words.
Okay.
Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that's how they're spinning. Something feels off. Could the cheesing? Exactly, right?
Okay.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
خلينا نسولف معهم نسولف أبد. حتى اللي ببص على هذه ما يمديني
If you were
The cleanup.
If you were If you were
roping.
ايوه باقي هذا حق العقود.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli.
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon.
Oh, no wonder.
يقول أنا أقدر إني أطلع فلوس وزي كذا يقول.
You didn't look at the but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. Yes, the nation has been closed. The Electro...
يخسفون كثير يا أخي.
Thinks we've heard that one before. Right.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also...
That said, Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstance, but if a person shows... This is what visions are. Magical foci.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating...
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from...
I should think that in the Raiden...
Whoa. That's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of... The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, knowing her. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of... All right then. Was there anything else you would... Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lap... I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was... That said, the reason why the... I hinted as much to the Adept... How did I accomplish... All right then. Was there anything else? That said, I hinted as much to the... How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there... That said, I hinted as much... How did I accomplish that? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Since Morax also isn't
the Mora present. Yes.
Then did you?
Oh, a private. It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time.
والله كلام كثير.
Was there anything else you wish?
ما في وخر. ولا أخيرا أبغانا. شكرا. أعطونا نجيو بعد. خلينا نشوف نسوي. وش هي الحاجة اللي عشان نشوف ستارت achievement. نشوف الوش عندنا إتاحة ولا ما عندنا إتاحة. يمدينا واحدة. يلا أزرق ما في. أنا حظي أبو الناس نفسه. طيب خلني ايش اسوي. عمري قبل اللعبة برجع للبداية وبعدين اخش مثلا عشان التعليق ذا يفك، عشان يمدينا نركض زين وزي كذا. يلا الحين المفروض يفك معنا. حق اول فتحت 20 مرة وراح اخفى بعدها. خلاص نجمع حق 10 ونفتح ان شاء الله. اوكي الحين نقول ايوه الحين 100. طيب ايوه خلاص المهام الرئيسية كلها راحت، ما بقى عندنا المهام الجانبية. طيب بنضطر نوقف كذا الحين نشوف النعيشة. يب الحين على واحدة أفضل بكثير من 10 يعني. طيب شوفوا أنا الحين بنضطر احنا الآن نوقف البث لأن خلاص تقريبا انهينا جميع الأشياء اللي في اللعبة كقصة، فممكن نصير نلعب أشياء ثانية زي كذا. والله شوف أنا حاليا بخلص كم شغلة الحين بسيطة كذا. إذا كانت ببث بكمل بث بسوي بث إن شاء الله. أوكي يمكن على التروف أو يمكن على لعبة ثانية ما أدري صراحة، بس إن شاء الله أشوف. يلا نراكم على خير إن شاء الله. إذا كان في بث ولا بكتب لكم في المنتدى حق القناة إذا كان في بث أو لا. أوكيش يلا سلام.